What would you do if you woke up tomorrow with absolutely nothing? No savings. No income. No connections. Just you, alone, with the weight of the world pressing down and no safety net to catch you. Most people would panic. Some would give up before even trying. But if you would see it for what it truly is, a turning point. The truth is, becoming a millionaire from zero is not impossible. But it requires you to stop thinking like everyone else. It takes clarity, discipline, and a complete shift in how you approach money and time. If I had to start over from scratch this year, I wouldn't waste a single moment on things that don't move me forward. Today, I'm going to share the 5 most important things I would do to build wealth from nothing, and reach that first million in half the time it takes most people. These are not theories. These are the principles that built everything I have now. And if you're ready to commit, they can do the same for you.
Income first, budget later.
One of the biggest mistakes people make when trying to build wealth is thinking they can save their way to $1 million. It sounds responsible. It feels like the safe option. But it simply doesn't work, at least, not fast enough to change your life. Let's break it down. If you save $500 every single month, and that's already more than most people can manage, it would take you over 160 years to reach $1 million. Even if you're more aggressive and manage to save $2,000 a month, you're still looking at over 40 years to hit that mark. 4 decades of discipline, sacrifice, and hoping nothing goes wrong. That's not a wealth plan. That's survival. And I know this because I've lived it. I spent years working in finance, living well below my means, following every traditional rule, and I was still nowhere near that 7-figure goal. That's when I realized I was playing the wrong game. Budgeting has its place. It's essential for managing your foundation. But if your goal is to reach financial freedom in this lifetime, not in your 70s, then you need to shift your focus entirely. You need to stop obsessing over how to cut $5 from your grocery bill, and start asking how you can add another $500 to your income. Start asking better questions. What skill can I learn right now that solves a real problem? What do I already know that others would pay for? How can I make my money work harder than I do? This mindset shift, from protecting every dollar to generating more value, is what changes everything. Because wealth doesn't come from what you save. It comes from what you create.
Say no to almost everything.
Once you embrace the income-first mindset, the next logical step is to build multiple income streams. And that's where most people go wrong. Because in their eagerness to diversify, they try to start everything at once. I've made that mistake too. When I first explored new ways to earn, I jumped from one idea to the next. I dabbled in side projects, flirted with business ideas, and occasionally uploaded videos to a YouTube channel I barely committed to. The result? Nothing moved. Months passed, and I had almost nothing to show for it. Everything changed when I made one simple but powerful decision: to choose one thing and go all in. I picked YouTube, not because it was guaranteed, but because it aligned with what I wanted to build. I gave myself 3 months. 3 months to give it everything I had. No distractions. No backup plans. No half-efforts. During that time, I said no to everything else. Social events that didn't serve my focus, no. New opportunities that pulled me in other directions, no. Side gigs that promised fast cash but diluted my energy, also no. I kept showing up, day after day, and focused only on improving that one thing. And that's the difference between being interested and being committed. When you're interested, you do what's convenient. When you're committed, you do whatever it takes. You make the uncomfortable choices. You stay focused long enough to give your goal a real chance to succeed. So pick one income stream. One path that you believe in. Set a clear window, 3 months, 6 months, maybe 9. And during that time, say no to anything that doesn't push you forward. Because success isn't about doing more. It's about doing less, with more intensity. Be obsessed or be average. There is no middle ground.
One high-income skill each quarter.
Let's be honest, your day job alone will probably never make you a millionaire. Unless you're in a rare high-paying field like investment banking or advanced tech, most careers have a ceiling. Not just in income, but in growth. And worse, the skills you build at work often don't translate into real leverage outside that environment. That's the problem. And the solution is simple: build skills that scale. Skills that solve expensive problems, or create value that can multiply without you trading time for money. These are what I call leverage skills, the kind of capabilities that don't just improve your resume, they change your entire trajectory. If I were starting from zero today, I would focus on learning one high-income skill every quarter. Just one. But I'd go deep. In the first quarter, I'd master sales and persuasion. Everything in life, business, relationships, opportunities, comes down to communication. Your ability to influence decisions is one of the most valuable assets you'll ever develop. In the second quarter, I'd dive into digital marketing. In 2025, attention is currency. If you understand how to capture it and direct it, you can build businesses, grow brands, and sell anything, online or offline. In the third quarter, I'd focus on basic coding or data analysis. You don't need to become a software engineer. But knowing how to automate tasks, interpret data, or even speak the language of developers puts you in a completely different league. In the fourth quarter, I'd study content creation or automation using AI tools. The world is shifting fast. Those who know how to create, package, and distribute ideas at scale will lead every industry, whether you're in finance, education, or entrepreneurship. These aren't just skills. They're income engines. And in today's world, a high-value skill can be more powerful than a degree. Because in 2025, knowledge alone isn't enough. Execution is everything. And the right skill, in the right hands, is what turns potential into profit.
Protect your mental energy.
Building wealth isn't just a numbers game. It's a mental game. And most people lose that game before they ever get a chance to play. They lose because they drain their energy on things that don't matter. Scrolling through news headlines designed to trigger fear. Comparing themselves to people they've never met on social media. Consuming content that leaves them feeling smaller, not stronger. And over time, that noise becomes normal. It steals clarity, confidence, and drive, slowly, but consistently. If I were starting from zero today, I would treat my mental energy like it's the most valuable asset I own. Because it is. Your thoughts shape your focus. And your focus shapes your outcomes. So I'd set a simple but powerful filter. If the content doesn't teach me something useful, elevate my thinking, or push me forward, it doesn't belong in my mind. Period. I would unsubscribe from empty entertainment. Mute the voices that constantly complain, argue, or spread fear. And instead, I'd fill my world with tools that sharpen me. YouTube channels that break down business and investing. Podcasts that teach high-level thinking. Books that expand my perspective. Because here's the truth, your financial health will never grow beyond your mental environment. What you feed your mind becomes what you believe. And what you believe becomes what you build. So protect your mental energy. Ruthlessly. Not just for peace, but for progress.
Love the process, not just the goal.
Most people don't fail because the goal is too big. They fail because the gap between where they are and where they want to be feels too overwhelming. They fixate on the number, $1 million, and when that number still feels impossibly far, they lose motivation. Frustration sets in. Doubt follows. And eventually, they stop trying altogether. But here's the truth, success isn't one giant leap. It's a series of small, invisible steps repeated consistently. The people who win aren't the ones who dream the loudest. They're the ones who learn to fall in love with the process, day by day, step by step. If I were starting over today, I wouldn't wake up thinking about the million. I'd wake up focused on the actions that move me 1 inch closer. Creating something useful. Learning something valuable. Building one block at a time. Think of it like this: a giant, motionless progress bar on your screen does nothing for you. But a small bar that moves forward, however slowly, gives you momentum. It gives you proof. And that builds confidence, which multiplies over time. So build systems. Build habits. Don't measure your progress in dollars. Measure it in consistency. In clarity. In how often you show up, even when no one is watching. Because if you do the right things long enough, the million will come. That's not a question of if. It's only a matter of when.
Final thoughts and your next step.
So let's recap. If I had to start from zero in this year, here's exactly what I'd do. First, I'd focus on increasing my income, not just cutting expenses. Second, I'd say no to everything that distracts me, and go all in on one path. Third, I'd learn one high-value skill every quarter. Fourth, I'd protect my mental energy like my future depends on it, because it does. And fifth, I'd stop obsessing over the million, and start mastering the daily process that leads me there. Don't wait for the perfect time. Start where you are, with what you have. Because what you do today will decide whether you reach your first million tomorrow. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these 5 strategies will you apply first? Let me know in the comments below. And if you're serious about building wealth and financial freedom in this year, make sure to subscribe for more content that helps you grow smarter, faster, and stronger.